Thok, the Drifter. He's 100% solo, 0% social. The Piraka are beloved sets, and this one might be one of the coolest ones. There's some really special stuff going on here that made him different from any other Piraka. What is it? How can you use the pieces to build your own creations? What does a revamp of this set look like? You've asked some good questions and I've got answers for all of them. Let's dive in. Something really special about Thok is his color scheme. This set essentially has an exclusive color that is dedicated to just this character. That color is called very light bluish gray. Here it is next to your regular white elements, and yeah, you can really see the difference. Well, okay, I say it's exclusive to this character. That's true if you're looking at it just within the theme of Bionicle. This color has appeared in a few other places. We've seen it in Knight's Kingdom sets. We've seen it in, quite famously, the Mindstorm's NXT set. Pretty much every white piece in there is not white, it's very light bluish gray. Fascinating, isn't it? And how exquisite does this color look? Especially when you pair it with medium blue. Wow. How amazing is it that Thok gets his own individual color? It sets him apart from the rest. Honestly, it sets him apart from not just the Piraka, but every character. I love a good bit of individuality on my Bionicle sets. And I do love a good exclusive color. And I don't know, there's something to this. Seeing this color appearing on the large rubber spine, it feels so much more skeletal. It almost feels ghost-like, spectral. The colors feel kinda creepy. It makes this hulking monster feel more like a genuine skeletal threat. It's a nightmare. Sure, I think you still would have been able to accomplish that with normal white pieces, but the fact that the color looks just that little bit off, it just does something to you. Makes you feel like something's slightly wrong. Things aren't quite right. You should be afraid of what you're seeing. I think that's perfect for a villain like this. But you might be asking, okay, look, the color's great, but why change it? What was wrong with the original white that we saw in every other set? And every other set after this? Why deviate for one thing and that's it? Well, I read a thing online that said that the reason this was a different color was to differentiate the teeth. When the teeth glow in the dark, and just when they look like this normally, they are a slightly different shade or a slightly different color to the rest of the body. It helps to, differentiate it. Now, I don't have a source for that information, I just remember reading that years ago. So look, that may well be poppycock, but the idea behind it does make a lot of sense. It's also worth noting that the Piraka's teeth, well yeah, they do glow in the dark, like I said. However, mine no longer does. After all these years, it's just sort of, I guess, faded. It's kind of a shame. It's also worth noting that this set features all kinds of iconic tropes that we saw on the other sets. Things from your Zamasphere launcher, always a lot of fun, to your glowing eyes. Press down on the button and oh baby, how good's that? And he's got a really cool flippy weapon. Yeah, that's right, you flip this around and it becomes two different things. One side, it's a bit of an ice pick, I guess that's what you'd call it. The other way around, it becomes a freeze ray. Oh, I love that. Great to see this little teeny tiny trans blue tube. The simple inclusion of that totally makes this work. It just sells it. There's a lot to love about this set. And gosh, there's a lot to love about those colors. But alright, with that, why don't we take a closer look at all the different pieces? Let's see how you can use them in your own creations. Let's begin with some of these very light bluish gray pieces, specifically this one. Rata0115 has turned this into, I don't know, either it's armor on the waist, or it's meant to represent some sort of cloth garment. This subtle color change, I really like it. It allows you to really differentiate this section from everything else. It paints the picture that, yeah, this is a different material. That's why I love any kind of variation on an existing LEGO color. Remember, very light bluish gray no longer exists. It's no longer a color that's made. In the modern LEGO color palette, we just have white. It makes me wish that we had more subtle off colors like this, because it allows you to customize things. It allows you to really differentiate things, get a bit more creative. It's awesome that these pieces let you do exactly that. Now, this limb. Jeff Herndon uses it for a pretty nice torso. And oh mate, very light bluish grey alongside purple. What a combination! That looks exquisite. Good torso, good colours. I love it. Thok's spine. Check out the way that Woomy World has used it here for a bit of a carcass, an old skeletal corpse. The shape of this piece, the colours, honestly it looks perfect. Perhaps you could do the same thing. Or you could do this. Aigu i9 has taken 2 of them and slapped them on the sides of these arms. Nothing says boogeyman, nightmare like 2 skeletal spiky spines emanating out of the arms. Horrifying, but beautiful. What about some of these medium blue limbs? Garlic Bonks uses them for legs and caps them off with some of these Knights Kingdom armor pieces. Oh, that's nice. That's a great way to create a very thin, modest limb. I love it. The Zamasphere Launcher. D turns this into an interesting face. Mate, you got something real nice. This is fun. And let's round it off with that sweet blaster. Or ice pick, or both, I guess. Eknard Hobbies uses 2 of them to create a very funky and dynamic leg design. This is beautifully sci-fi and wonderfully original. Sick. So that's the set, that's the pieces, and here is a revamp. Let's check it out. This brute is made by Daniel Brickson. Look at the personality that this has. Shots here where it's got like a bubble of chewing gum coming out of his mouth. His little tilted head, the arms in the air, the big gun over his shoulder. This creation has so much attitude. And now remember, the Piraka always had a lot of attitude. I mean, come on, this is Thok the Drifter. He's 100% solo, 0% social. Or at least that's the catchphrase that they marketed with this toy. I don't know, that's how LEGO described the toy. So look, it's great to see that attitude being accented even more. The blaster has a little bit of an effect piece coming out of the end. Yeah, you can see the icy chill, the little residue, after he's just fired that blaster. And oh my gosh, he's got a little chibi-fied head, a little plushy thing on the end of his gun. He's got a little Labubu. Adorable. I love seeing a little bit of a cuter side to the character. Speaking about seeing different sides, look at the back. You'll notice he's got a very teeny tiny tail. It would be cool if this was massive, but I feel like the smaller size kind of says something. Big muscles, big gun, huge personality. And then an itty bitty tail. You get the sense that he's a little insecure about the size. And it says something about who he is. Big bravado, but actually deep down he's teeny tiny and scared. And also on the back, if you look real carefully, you'll see some of these Matoran limbs, really rounding it off, filling in the space. Sweet. It always makes me smile seeing buffed up Piraka. The bigger size, the bigger muscles. It just works. It just feels right. Wonderful. It's always a joy to talk about those brilliant Piraka. Did you have this set growing up? Are you thinking about picking it up today? Well, let me know in the comments below. And also in the description below, you can see more from the builders that I featured today. Thanks for watching everyone, happy building, and bye for now. So is YouTube gonna think that I'm swearing this entire video because I keep saying this character's name? It does sound a lot like a different word.